Welcome back to What RT Nibs with General Disturbance. This is an M53 M55. It's the Tier 9 American SPG, and this one is located on the south spawn of Prokhorovka and is under the command of Clan Mo. Now, that is the 8-inch howitzer, which identifies this as actually the M55. The M53 has a much longer barrel and extends over the front of the vehicle. And battle has commenced. Now, this arty was built on the chassis of the M47, which, as you may know, is the Patton tank. They just removed basically what was the front of the vehicle, and put a huge great turret there, containing the howitzer, and the rear engine, well, that stayed the same. But Clan Mo's sitting in a position near the railway line. He's not moving, and he's loaded, ready to go. Now, the one thing is that turret actually provides a very wide arc of fire, because it means that the vehicle can remain stationary whilst Clan Mo is actually aiming at enemy tanks. And the turret swivels to aim at new enemies. Well, he's looking over on the west side of the map. We don't have anybody over there at the moment, so we can't get any spots. So unless an enemy fires in that area, we're not going to see them. Now, what we do know is that there are some of our tanks going up the hill at the moment, and they found someone. So it may be that Clan Mo's going to have to adjust. Yes, he has. And it's a T-54. So it's a Tier 9 Soviet medium. And he's done one quick circuit, and he's coming back. Now, I'm not sure if we were spotted. I don't think we were. But he's got a whole bunch of targets to fire at now. And he's got a nice hit on the Skoda T50 for 467 hit points. And he relocates immediately to avoid any counter battery from the tracer. Now, the M53 and the M55 weren't built until after the Korean War had ended. But they did see service in Vietnam, and they were air transportable. They were looking for an arty that could actually be carried within the hold of an aircraft, but also had the capability of being totally enclosed for nuclear, chemical or biological warfare. Of course, normally when you fire the M55, you have to open the back, and that's a near miss for 329 hit points of splash. They have to open the rear of the arty, and they deployed the spade, of course, at the back to absorb the recoil into the ground. But it's a very, very big gun. And the gun is actually interchangeable. You could actually take the 8-inch howitzer out of an M55 and put in the 155mm howitzer of an M53, and it converts the vehicle to the different type. Well, another round out. Not sure if that did anything, and our Griller's turned blue. So it looks like he's actually done some team damage. In fact, he destroyed the Sheridan. Looks like it may have been an accidental killing. The grill is still active, but he is blue. Now, I'm not sure. Oh, wait, there's some chats going on. And they're saying, idiots, RT, please shoot our grill tard. He can still spot. Clan Mo's saying he can still spot. Well, that's true. Yes, he can. He can still play the spotter. But the back chat 155.58 is saying idiot. And that's true, because he did accidentally kill, or on purpose kill, one of their own team. So he's diminished their number, and they're one down on the enemy at the moment. Now those enemy are still up on the hill, but they're still taking damage from our team that are up there, the T54 and the 50 TP. We're almost loaded. It's a 35.44 second reload. We've got 11 rounds of standard HE and 5 rounds of premium with the extra splash. And there's still a lot of chat going on. And it appears that the Guerrilla 15 is not English, or at least he's not speaking English. It looks like Dutch, actually. So I'm wondering, actually, if he is actually able to understand or explain why it happened. Well, he got a 400 hit point hit there on the T-54, which is very nice. And we're now aiming towards another T-54 in the centre. Oh, no, he's gone back to the hill. Trying to get a shot on that 50 TP. Now it appears the Guerrilla is headed this way. And we're now re-aiming for the T-54 up at the centre. Here comes the Guerrilla. He's actually approaching us. So it looks like they've abandoned the left side or the west side of the map. And I think that, yep, Clan Mo's decided to do the same because he doesn't really want to be the first person to meet the enemy. And there's a T100 LT down at the south now, and there's a Conway and an Object 257. So he's taken up a position on the east side of the map, and at least there's some teammates between him and that enemy. Aiming for the Conway. Only a few seconds to go. And an FV4005 has been spotted. And he hit the Conway and he's wiped him out. He set fire to him. So he's got a kill by setting fire, and and he's relocating again to ensure that there's no counter battery, but also he needs to get a little further away from that enemy. Now they just took out the T-54 that was on the centre line. And there's a Progetto 65 there, which is a tier 10 medium. This is a tier 10 game, by the way, on a 5-10 matchup. Okay, there's the Object 257. There's a Type 5 Heavy. We're not loaded yet, but we will be in 12 seconds time. Okay, we're indicating the Type 5 as our target. That's where we're going to fire, but we're loaded. Is he going to shoot? I think he's going to hold his fire and wait until the Type 5 is seen again. And that may be a wise decision, because you don't get that many shells in the M55, so you don't really want to waste them till firing at a target that's not there. On the other hand, the Type 5 is quite a slow tank, so he won't have moved very far. Well, we've got a target in the north we could fire at, but we're not firing at it yet. It's a Centurion 7-1. And Clan Mo's just spotted that. Right, okay. And he's just been stunned, so it looks like he was hit by one of our other RTs. We've marked the target. Oh, and the target's being killed by our T10. So we've gone back to where we were aiming in the past. In fact, now we're aiming for where the Object 257 is. And there's the FV4005 dialing in, and he's killed by our Guerrilla 15. So it was a good decision to leave the Guerrilla 15 alive, because he is now working for our team, and it probably was an accidental hit on the Sheridan that took him out. Still plenty of chat going on. Clan Mo says it's one of the most interesting games he's been in. Well, he fires at the 257 and the shell lands slightly to the south of it. I don't think that was close enough to do a huge amount of damage, probably only minor damage. And And we've just lost our Wizzy 1115A. The scores are even. Mind you, the enemy has more heavies than we do. There's one of them, the Type 5 Heavy, he's just been spotted. And he's still got 87% of his health. Well, we can diminish that a little. We've marked him as our target. We're loaded, dialed in, and rounds out. Should hit. Oh, how could it land short? It was well away from the aim point. That really is RNG playing with us, because there's no way that shell should have landed that short. It was fully dialed in, right on target, and he fired and it landed well short. He says, I'm going to fire the gunner. Well, yes, you should. Or at least move him to a different RT, because he's certainly no good in this one. Okay, it's loaded. 5 more rounds of HE. And then we're on to the premium. And it's gone very quiet. 5 tanks apiece left on the in the game. There's only 4 minutes left to go now, so somebody's going to have to make a move, because if they don't, this is going to end up a draw. And a T10 is coming up to the hill. Was it? No, it's not a T10, it's a T100 LT. And they're dangerous because they're fast and they're very good at camouflage. It's got a 100mm gun that can do 300 alpha. We don't really want him to get to this end of the hill, because it would be pretty bad for us. And there's the Progetto 65 with that 4-shot magazine. Rounds out, should hit, and it does. 318 of splash. Now things are starting to move. That Progetto's gone down the riverbank for protection, but he is stunned. But we're 1 tank short at the moment. We've got the Progetto on the midline. We've got the Gorilla holding the gate at the railway crossing. And they're Type 5 Heavy just there. And we're about to put a round into him. He's just got hit by the Progetto. But we've lost sight of him. We fired the round in, and I think it may have been a little too late. You may have given him enough time to move in the meanwhile. Yes, there's you can see a pole just go down there, so I think he was a bit further back. Okay, we're loaded. 3 rounds of standard HE and 5 of premium. Oh, and the Progetto has found the enemy RT. And he's killed one of them. And there's the M53-55, the other one. And he's killed that one too. So now the enemy are down to 3 tanks. The T100, the Progetto, and the Type 5 Heavy. So the advantage has gone back to us now. We're 1 tank up on them. But I think the Progetto is going to find it difficult to find any more over that side of the map, because the T100 and the Progetto 65 were both seen north of the hill. Now he's heading south. I think he's going to try and hunt the Type 5 Heavy. We've lost the RT on top of the hill. And that sort of indicates that the T100 LT is coming over the hill, because he just killed our M53-55, and there he is. He's just appeared. He's coming down. We've been spotted. We need to get as close to the hill as we can, so he can't. Yo, and we received a hit from the enemy Progetto, but the T100 LT was wiped out by our Gorilla, so saving his life actually saved ours. And now it's 3 versus 2 with 1 minute left on the clock. This is increasingly looking like it's going to be a draw, and here comes, oh, and there was the T100 LT. It was actually the Progetto that came over the hill and attacked us. And the T-100 survived, and he's now in that little dip and that little pool, the other side of the railway line. And the Guerrilla is the other side of the railway line to that. And of course we've got the Progetto heading south, trying to find the Type 5, and he's found him. With 17 seconds to go, he puts 1 round in. 2 rounds in and finishes off the Type. And now we've got the T-100 flies through the air and attacks our Guerrilla 15. Oh, can he get a shot in? He's on fire. And that's it. The clock runs out, and unfortunately the enemy T-100 is still alive, so it's a draw. And here's the end of battle results. It's the first class tanker for Clan Mo in the M53, M55. He also picked up a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, crew incapacitations or module damage. He actually ended up with 14. He got an arsonist for setting fire to that FB4004, the Conway. And he also got a Gauze medal for doing more damage than 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And because he only killed 1 enemy tank, but hit a huge number of them, he actually got the Confederate medal as well. So let's have a look at team score. Well, you can see here he actually came 3rd place on damage on his team, and in fact in the game. The Progetto M65, he managed to get the 4,630 hit points, and he picked up the highest amount of damage. The Guerrilla 15, 4,107, he got the 2nd highest, and then Clan Mo managed to get the 3rd amount with 3,980. The highest score on the enemy team was their Progetto, who got 3,035, and he was the one who actually put a shell into Clan Mo. When it came to kills, again, it was the T100, actually, not again, it was the T100 LT who managed to get the most. He got 4 kills, and then it was, including Clan Mo, of course, but it was the Progetto who scored the highest amount on our team with 3, and the Guerrilla 15 got 2. So it was worthwhile keeping him alive, because he did actually damage the enemy after the after team killing the Sheridan. And when it came to base XP, well, then it's the T100 LT who did best. He got 825, and I think that's because he did a lot of spotting. Yes, he did. 9,856 hit points of spotting damage. So that's why he earned so much in the way of XP. Then came our M53, 55 in Clan Mo, managed to get 649, and then we've got our Progetto 579. Clan Mo fired 12 rounds during that game. He got 4 direct hits, 1 penetration, and 10 splash. Damage of 3,980 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He received 2 hits, and they were both penetrations. 1 from the Progetto, and 1 from the T100, and that was the fatal one. He did damage 9 of the enemy, killed 1 of them, so there was an 8 difference, and that's why he scored the Confederate. He did stun assistance damage of 1,732 hit points off 11 stuns. On a premium account, he earned 54,880 credits, got 12,698 personal missions, and he got the Achievements Award. Because it was a draw, but he still got an epic medal, the Confederate. He actually ended up with the Achievements Award, which bumps up his score to that equivalent that of a winning team, 5,587. So his total was 73,166, and after repair, ammunition, resupply, he actually took away 37,001 credit. He received 974 XP, got the Achievements Award there for 553, and a personal missions payout for 321, took away 1,848 experience points altogether. So, interesting battle, and certainly in terms of talk, because there was a lot of chat going on all the time. I wasn't referring to it most of the time, because I was referring to the battle and trying to keep up with what was going on. But I do believe that Clan Mo made the right decision to leave that Guerrilla alive, because if he hadn't, I suspect they would have lost the game. So there goes to show, you know, if an enemy tank has turned, or a friendly tank has turned blue, don't necessarily jump to the conclusion that it's your job to then kill them, unless, of course, they are attempting to do damage to more of your team, especially if that person they're trying to kill turns out to be an arty, because it means they're trying to disable your team altogether. And it's probably a better idea then to kill them in that sense, to get rid of them quickly before they disable your team completely. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.